All right, I think we're all set here. Let me make sure that I've got my sound on. Chessboard. Yep, sounds like we do, and it looks like the microphone is good as well. Excellent. All right, happy Title Tuesday, everybody. October 17th. We're a little early. The round is, or the event's going to start in just under 10 minutes. So let's try first a practice game. Hello, I'm new. How are you? Good to see you. Unfortunately, during Title Tuesday, I'm going to have to put the chat in emote-only mode. It's a requirement now by chess.com. So I will do that right now, otherwise I'm going to forget. Okay, here we go. And we're going to give it a B4 evening, I guess. Try to, well, we'll start with playing some B4. See how we make out. I don't normally sacrifice the sorry, not the F pawn, but the kingside structure. Okay. I think I was able to prevent you folks from hearing that. So sorry about that. Sometimes you gotta sneeze. But I think I was fast enough to get the mute on. Okay, let's go back, I guess. We like how this has gone. Yeah, I really don't like how this has gone, although maybe I could play bishop f3 here. I suppose they could play knight d2. Yeah, playing h4, going for h5, that kind of stuff. I don't think that was such a great idea, so I'm not going to go for this approach. Oh, they could have just taken my bishop on c3 there, actually. Yeah, a bit of a brain fart by both of us, I guess. Okay. Nice idea. My opponent wanted to play bishop c3, followed by rook check. Let's hit the bishop. We'll take the bishop. All right. Well, certainly not a flawless game, but good enough. Hey, Fabiano's going to play. He just defended his U.S. championship yesterday, I believe. Okay, let's see if we can watch, because we have about 5 minutes to kill here. So we have an IM from Canada up against random fat guy from the United States. Has a sense of humor. Okay, knight c4. I don't see why they can't take that with a rook. Okay, good. A little curious about the hesitancy there. Black's rook on a7 is a little peculiar. I mean, given that the knight is here, moving that pawn is not going to be easy. So I'm curious why the rook didn't go to b8, unless there was a bishop here earlier. It's the only thing I could think of. And let's see here. Actually, I think we can make me a little bit bigger here because we're not playing on lichess. Oop, is that what we want? Come on now. There we go. See my beautiful face. Okay, looks like white has the edge here according to the engine. That wasn't the way. Wasn't so obvious to me what the right move was. Still looks favorable for white. White is up a pawn at the moment. Oh, nice move. The rook has to... Oh, nice counter. Nice counter. But I think it's the same problem. Yeah, the rook has to stay on the last rank, otherwise it'll be checkmate. But black is doing a good job of renewing the threats. Nicely played by black. But looks like white. Okay, I would have played rook b8 there to force the knight onto f8, but I guess it's not going to matter because black is queening. Sorry, white. White is queening. In this instance, it's a checkmate. Nice checkmate. Okay, why? Oh, that sucks. I missed the start of the tournament. Normally they oh, that really irks me. I missed the start of the round. Normally they play a sound with 90 seconds left. Oh, that's unfortunate. Looks like I'm not the only one who got caught with that. All right, let's watch Mr. USA here. Fabiano. So the engine evaluation is that black is doing quite well here. Probably just because of the space advantage. This guy here. Yeah, black is playing quite well here. 2500 national master. Got to be at least FM strength if you have a 2500 rating here. Maybe maybe they're like me and they don't play a lot of OTB. Okay, it looks like that wasn't the most accurate by black, but yeah, this definitely looks better for black, no doubt. White is very passive. Fabi's doing the right thing with locking it up on the king side. That's where black is trying to attack. So I suspect Fabi's going to play rook over here at some point and get in b4. Now that the king has been secured, oh, there you go. Must have listened to me, must have heard me. wow, Fabi's playing h4 there. Rather than leaving the pawn on h2. That's interesting. But now White is getting the queenside play, and the tide has turned, yeah. Now the engine is saying it's better for White, which I agree. White's plan is moving forward, whereas Black's plan of an attack on the king side has been, well, stopped at this point. I can't imagine that, yeah, he plays b5. And now there's going to be a loss of material with the rook. So I'm a little surprised that Black isn't resigning here, but he lost on time anyway. Okay. Who else can we watch? Let's watch Arian Tyree, who has Black here. Magnus Carlsen's fellow countryman. And it looks like Arian is in a bit of trouble. Down 2 pawns with the king in the center. This was a Caro-Can with the Tal variation. What's the Tal variation? H4. Okay. The only problem is White doesn't have a lot of time left, so that is one thing that might save Black. Queen a7 would win the a2 pawn. Okay, Queen c5. And now Black is, yeah, Black is going to win the rook. So Arian gets out of trouble there. Survives the first round. Let's try this game. What's this game going on? So Grandmaster has 2 pawns against a knight. And White is going to, yes, queen with check. So important. Black does the right thing. Hey, it's my buddy Jackster the Pro. Haven't seen him in a while. He's done well for himself. 2,300, almost 2,400 rating. And he gets a draw. Nice against an IM. Very nice. Nicely done by Jackster. Okay. Well, we got a draw there. Who do we have left? Okay, we've got a Canadian here. Canadian holding the black pieces. And it looks like black's going to go down. And checkmate with knight f7. Nicely done. Okay, that one's done. That one's done. Okay, this one looks like it's going to finish pretty soon. Although black is not easy here. This is tricky against the knight. Knight is such a tricky piece, and black does not have a lot of time. So, you know, black should be trying to play as fast as they can for the next couple of moves here. There, nicely done. Nicely done. And that's probably going to be it. Yep. Okay, so unfortunately, my blunder. So we missed the first round. So here's round number 2 for the tournament. But for me, it's actually my first round. Okay, let's do this G6 stuff. Out of the line of fire of that bishop. And probably going to play f4, but that's going to give me the c6 square. All right. Yeah, probably want to move the knight here, I think. Yeah, queen h5 looks a little silly, doesn't it? Okay, let's go knight d7. Try to put the knight on c5. Looks like a good square. Okay, that's interesting. Now I'm actually quite intrigued. Let's go back. This looks kind of stupid, but the g4 square looks good. Okay. Now I might be able to break free. With d5. Now, do I have to? I do have to be a little conscious of f5. Okay, let's play e6. I know it's weakening, but I want to cover the f5 square. Okay, now I suspect they're going to play knight a4. Okay, they're going to do it that way. Okay, let's see how they're going to take back. crash through here. That's kind of dumb. Okay, he's going to get rid of my pride and joy, my beautiful knight. Looks like I can't do anything about it, can I? Pity. Okay. Yeah, I think. Oh, wait a minute. I thought they should take on c6. Okay. I'm gonna fix my pawns. Okay, there. Yeah, that's too bad. I really screwed this one up. Boy, oh boy, how did I F that up? I always get these nice positions. So right here. Yeah, black is just completely winning, but I just find a way to F these things up. Yeah, okay, taking on f4. Got a little too... what should I have done here? I don't see how I break through. Do I just push the other one? Betcha that's what I do. Yep. Yep. That's the plan. Oh well. Me and my lovely endgame technique. This is the last game of the round. H2. Why not H2 here? And then Rook F2 if the king goes up. Yeah, there you go. Rook F2. Okay, that works too. Alrighty, round number 3. Alright, I did say we're going to play some b4. So let's do so this game. So what you do here is you take the knight because you don't want black to be able to take back on f6 with their queen's knight. Can I play f3 and then e4, go for a big center that way? Is that too optimistic? Okay, let's finish our development first. Yeah, nice little tactic. Now, yeah, I was going to say they could attack my knight a second time. I think queen c4. Ah, the bishop there prevents any checkmate ideas. Okay. That's a bit of a problem. Well, we're at least going to have to protect it. Okay, now give ourselves a flight square. Opponent is playing well. I think you can just take on d4 here. Yeah, this is quite rough. How am I getting out of this? Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll give it a try. Yeah, it isn't going to work. I mean, I don't see why just queen takes f2. Okay. Okay, that works too. Yes, indeed. And then queen f2 is all she wrote. All right, what the hell happened there? Why did this one go south? Oh, because I missed the bishop on e2. Yeah, it's a nice little tactical sequence there by my opponent. So rook e8. Yeah, I should have just played rook e1 here. Add more support to the knight. Or move the knight. Knight g3. So I'm not sharp. Not sharp tonight. Okay. Games do we have here? Let's check out Fabi, who's playing Pavel Ilyanov. And looks like Fabi is up a pawn. Looks like this should be a draw according to the engine, but it's trickier with the queen still on the board. I'm a little surprised that Ilyanov didn't trade the queens there. Now this should be in... Oh no. Fabi found a path. I don't know how he found it, but he's going to win this one now. All right, nicely done by Fabi. Let's check out, Mr. Keimer. Mr. Keimer won. Let's check out Duda. Duda, their game is done. Let's check this one. Yeah, I might as well make a queen. This one's still over. Oh, gives up the queen. A pity. Yep, that happens. All right, round 4 coming up. My third game because I missed the first round, regrettably. So we're 0 for 2. Let's get on the board here. Normally I put the rook on e8, but I need to protect the pawn. So the bishop was there. Okay, well, I mean, I can trade off everything if I want. I don't know if I want to, though. Is there a way to put on more pressure? Um, well, let's actually move our rook back to e8 and bring the other one over. That's one way we can do it. Okay, so let's take here. And now, yeah, let's bring the bishop back. So we got all our pieces in play here. Okay, let's put the queen on a better square. See if we can entice them to play g4. c5, or what do I want to do here? Okay, let's play a5, gain some space there. Now they can play g4, because I was originally going to play knight f4. I suppose I still can, because the idea is that the knight will only be protected by the bishop if they take my knight on f4 with the queen. Okay, so I can take on g3 or what? Knight takes g3. I think that's okay. I don't see why we can't do this. Unless I'm missing a tactic. It does leave my king very vulnerable though. And my opponent has offered a draw. Well, I'm up a pawn. Now, do I play f6? Yeah, I probably have to. Try to keep that diagonal closed. Ah, looks like my opponent could play c5 there. Okay, they missed it. They may not miss it for long. Okay, let's just go back. This is risky, but okay, let's try to get the queens off. Yeah, now I'm definitely not better. I'm no longer up a pawn. This guy's finding some really nice moves. Give him that. Ah, I meant to go to f7. Okay, I don't think it matters. Well, maybe it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna lose this, aren't I? Well, it looks like we spoiled another promising position. How did we F this one up? Well, it didn't help that I mouse slipped either. Here I wanted to play king f7. And I think I'm winning there. But man, maybe it's still not so clear. But yeah, I shouldn't lose this. I don't know why I mean, I see the pawn going down the board, but bring my king over. Okay, well, we're 0 for 3. Remember, we did miss the first round, so it's a good time for me to take an early break before the official break. So I'll leave that up, and we'll be back in a jiffy here, folks. All right, 30 some seconds before end of break. And we're not doing so well. We're 0 for 3. Now, why aren't we 0 for 4, you might ask? Well, I missed the first round, unfortunately. So yeah, technically I'm 0 for 4 in the tournament. But out of the 3 games, I've gone 0 for. All right, let's get on the board. Hopefully. Playing a CM from Tuvalu. I have no idea where that is. All right, King's Gambit time. G5 here? Really? It's been a while since I've looked at this, actually. This might be the line where you sack the knight. Okay. Okay, so this is kind of looking like normal stuff, although normally D6 is played. Okay. Hey, we've got a party of 10. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. We're playing Title Tuesday here on chess.com. We're not doing so well. We missed the first round, and well, we're 0 for 3. Now we're trying to remember our theory. I think there was a piece sack. I'm not sure. I'm going to do it. But I'm a little rusty on the theory. Okay, so now do I have anything better than well, maybe we just go here and focus on the F7 square. Yeah, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. So let's see if we can exert the pressure here. This might... okay. It's not a bad attempt. Just double up. So we've got a rook. They've got 2 knights. And we've got 6 pawns versus 3. So it's rook and 3 pawns versus 2 knights. going to be up a bunch of pawns. This will simplify it. I think this will work out. So we're up 3 pawns. Yeah. All right, we're on the board. On the board. But honestly, I haven't... I'm a little rusty on this. On the modern defense, I shouldn't be. I played d4. I'm wondering if... see, I followed GM Danny King's recommendations. I bought his Power Play DVD. And it's been a while since I've looked over this line. I'm wondering, a lot of the times he recommends the knight c3 just to add support to that pawn, but I'm wondering about this, g4. See, the thing is, if I hop up here, then black has this check. Yeah, and that's to bit black's benefit. And so I think this might be the sack line. There's a sack line where you take this, and then there's also a sack line where there's bishop c4. Trying to remember how that goes. Maybe it's like this. No, the evaluation is -2 for black. That's not right. So what are you supposed to do in response to this? Maybe it's just a check. Aha, that makes sense. Because now they won't be able to play queen h4. Because there'll either be a piece in front, say the knight, or the queen will block. And so I think we can just go like so. And then proceed with d4. Okay. So that's what would have been if I played knight c3, but in the game I played d4. I think d4 is okay. But no, engine doesn't like d4. How much does it go down on knight c3? It doesn't go down at all, so yeah, maybe knight c3 is the move there. But I know d4 is often an alternative. Now here, I played knight c3, g4, and I went for the sack. Yeah, and it's still in white's favor. So despite sacrificing a piece, it still gives a positive score for white. Now, I mean, I suppose black could get greedy here. But I think they're really pushing their luck with the king in the center. Okay, so I don't think I played that too badly. Yeah, engine doesn't mind my knight c3 actually. Okay, now it went to -1. So bishop c4, probably not the most accurate. I was considering bishop b5 check, but I think that just allows black to trade some pieces. Maybe bishop d3. Bishop d3, because if black castles like they did in the game, I'm pointed towards h7. Yeah, that one makes a little more sense, I think. Okay, anyway, let's See how many games are left. We've got 3 games left. Okay, knight against bishop. White has an extra pawn. Not going to be enough though, because black is going to be able to sacrifice the bishop for that pawn. Now, black is a grandmaster, and they don't want to lose or draw to an FM. This is really not classy by black. I mean, it's an obvious draw. You're not going to beat this person on time. Yeah, I do find the etiquette of some players to be a bit questionable in my opinion. So this should be a draw with best play. And now it's definitely a draw. Even if black wins the pawn, you can't queen the rook pawn because the white king stays in the corner and you can't evict it from the corner. And white is a GM, interesting. So the FM takes a draw there. Okay, round number 6. We're finally on the board. And we're playing an FM from Poland. Do we get our first E4 game? We do not. Okay. Let's play knight F6. See if we can get a Catalan. Looks like it'll be a Queen's Gambit. It's okay though. Been a while since we've played the Queen's Gambit on Title Tuesday. Okay. Go like so. And if I could remember the theory here, let's just put the bishop here. I'm curious about this. Okay, can we play c5 here? Well, we could play rook c8 and see if we can push c5. Or are they going to play knight c5? Knight c5 makes a lot of sense. Okay, we'll come here with bishop a6 ideas. Trade off that bishop. Also, I want to put a rook on the d file. And we're also attacking this second time. I would expect... Okay, they're going to give me the pawn. Okay, because if I take the pawn, and they're going to grab on f6. Makes sense. Okay, let's play bishop a6, get that tempo on the rook. Okay, let's block that diagonal. And we'll challenge for the d file. Okay, what happens if we play rook d5 here, hitting the bishop? I suppose they have knight b3. Probably knight b3 is the only chance. Hit my queen. So, okay. Well, now I think I'm just going to be up a pawn, right? Ah, no, I can't take it because this is... Okay, if I take it, I got to take with the rook. Right. Okay. Yeah, my pawns are running wild here. Opponent is probably looking at the knight sack, but after here, I'm not obliged to take right away. I can play c4, hitting the queen, and then I can take. But in terms of a practical try, I mean, it's worth it, possibly for white. White is down a pawn. Okay, they decide not to. Let's just centralize. E5 here. All right. Yeah, a little too close for comfort there at the end, but I did manage to pull it off. Yeah, maybe it was a little too risky to just take the knight there. Maybe I should just play rook takes. I mean, yeah, they get the knight here, but that bishop, I mean, the knight on f6 doing a nice job of not only holding my king safety, but it's nice to have this pawn. But I suppose this, there's still some work to be done. Maybe here, with ideas of here, perhaps. Bishop d3. Anyway, let's see what the evaluation was after b4. Yeah, it likes white. So it doesn't like b4 there. Yeah, that's the thing I find with this line in particular. There's a time when you should play b4 and you shouldn't. So obviously according to the engine, I shouldn't have done that. It wants to play rook c8, h6. Oh, okay, we want to go for c5, right. So rook c8. And what happens if they go, let's say knight e4. So we've got takes. We've got some exchanges. And I probably could play knight f6 here to tempo the bishop. That would be logical. And now c5 is playable. So rook f to d8 makes sense. Queen c2, h6, e5. Yeah, this one's a little trickier. Anyway, it's not so clear how I'm going to get c5 in. I'll have to consult that again. Anyway, the next round, let's go back to the modern. And this is a light square strategy, where you attack on the light squares. You also can go with d6 and e5 for a dark square strategy, if that's your preference. Okay, let's gain some space there. Ah, crap, did I screw that up? Or do I have to play f6? I might have to play f6. This is okay, though. How am I going to develop my pieces? Let's go this way. Now what do we do? Well, I could throw that into e4. Really? Does that work? Oh, because bishop g5 attacks the queen. Dirty trick. Nice move. So if I take that bishop g5, bishop f6, and then they're taking on e5, they get their piece back. With interest, as they say. Yeah, now I'm going to lose the g6 pawn. All right. And I follow it up with a mouse slip. I meant to go to g8. Yeah, so this has gone to crap. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. All right, we'll stop that. So nice little move by my opponent. I mean, definitely it's a red flag when the opponent puts the queen in opposition to the king. Oh, I could have just played bishop takes here, perhaps, because of the pin. So if they take, I get the rook. But what happens? Do they not have the same? What's different about this? So here, oh, well, for one thing, this isn't open. So we can go here, here, bishop here, and then takes. This does get messy, doesn't it? Then you have to play knight d7, apparently. Yeah, this would be very complicated. So black is slightly better here up the exchange, but that pawn is quite a beast. Alrighty, well that was fun. So that's round 7. Let's check out some of the other players. So we got Fabi and Duda facing off here. How did Fabi lose the queen? Fabi's being tricky. Oh, and now white is winning, apparently. Oh my goodness. White is going to win this. Wow. Nicely done. Of course, you know, both players have less than 5 seconds left, so can't criticize their play too much. Nicely done by the defending US champion. And the GM goes down to the FM. All right, that was the last game of the round, and we're on to round 8. Playing an NM from Brazil. All right, we're playing this thingamajigger, Rossolimo. Yeah, I would have expected h6 there, like h6. Although, if I allow them to play f4, am I trapping my own bishop? That's the problem. So maybe what I'll do is we'll do bishop versus knight. And we'll see what they're going to do. Okay, they're going to close it, so I'm going to strike back in the center. Okay, let's attack the c-pawn. Interesting. Okay, let's take there. And let's go up here. Threatening a big nasty check on c4. Okay, queen c4, king h there, knight f7. Oh, knight f7 doesn't do anything. Okay, so okay, let's just go in. Yeah, I may have fooled myself there. I thought that was okay. Anyway, let's go b3. Okay, rook d6, attack the c-pawn. Also, maybe there's some tactics along here that we can take advantage of, depending on what our opponent does. Ah, they're attacking both rooks. Nice resource. Okay, Well, let's just protect both rooks. Okay, do I care if the queens come off? Probably don't want the queens to come off, do I? Don't know. Okay, yeah, let's take the queens off. Grab another pawn. Okay, let's double up and put some pressure here. Let's take that with check. Play a check. Well, we can win the exchange. Anything better? Knight e6, king e7. Okay, I don't think that's doing much. Okay. And let's push Harry up the board. Harry and Gary. Okay, yeah. Opponent rightfully resigns. So that was pretty smooth. So I believe that gives us 2 points or 3. Oh, we're at 3. Okay. So we've won the games against the lower rated opponents. Hopefully we'll get a higher rated opponent next round and be able to get a victory. A victory would be nice. Igor Lutz, welcome to the stream. We are currently in emote only chat because of chess.com's tournament requirement. Black is up a piece here. I'm not really sure why white is playing this through. You're down a piece. Black has plenty of time. Yeah, I don't quite understand the point here. Okay, finally white decides to throw in the towel. So let's check this one. So according to the engine eval, this is a draw. Makes sense because white can never win that pawn on c5. Okay, what else do we have here? Let's try this one. Oh, we've got a very interesting endgame here. This should be a draw with best play. Yeah, I don't see the... Yeah, there's no way to make any progress, so... The draw is the right result. Ah, we've got another queen versus knight. We had one of these earlier. Very tricky when you're the one with the queen. especially with not a lot of time left. White is playing this very well, I must admit. Oh no, knight f6. Oh, they had knight f6. Oh, the fork. Oh, and I'm sure White notices. White got away with one, and that's the thing about those darn knights, folks. They're tricky. All right, so we should be on a break now. Let's see. And the break has started, so I will do a stretch break here and be right back in a few minutes, folks. Okay, so 44 seconds left. Before we play round number 9. So what are the standings? Fabi with 8 out of 8. Vincent Keimer and Jospa in second place with 7 out of 8. We've got Duda with 6.5. And who's this person? David Guiaro from Spain. Okay. All the usual suspects. Okay, I did say we're going to play some B4 tonight. I only played one. So I think I'm obligated in playing another one. This is how the first one went. Hopefully this one will go better than the first one. Now, that last one I went. I suppose we can go like this. And then go bishop f5. Try to take away the two bishops from our opponent. Okay. What's the thinking here? Take with the bishop or take with the queen? Yeah, probably the bishop. Okay, let's go queen a4. They're tempting me. So if b5, the question is, can I take on a6? Okay, let's not fall into that again. That's what happened in the first game. We lost because of a tactic. So I'm thinking maybe we could take on c5 if they don't resolve the center, pardon me. Okay, now they're planning to play a b5, I think. Yeah, so now I think I do want to play this. Followed up with rook d5, or rook d1, pardon me. Okay, let's take here. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that possibility. That was a mistake. A miscalculation on my part. Yeah, this is the way it's been going tonight. Just missing some simple stuff. That's a pity because I think I had a reasonable position there. So what I had analyzed here was they could take, I could take, and they couldn't get the two rooks because I take here and I get their rook. But of course my opponent correctly says, well, what if I take your queen first and then I can take your rook in the corner? So that was a blunder. So here, yeah, engine says this is better for black. Understandable. So where did we go wrong here? So I guess this isn't the way to go. Because I thought I was going to have enough counterplay against this, but shouldn't have done that. Maybe prepare that. Let's go rook d1. That's, if I was going to go that way, this is the way to go. So that when I take on c5, then I can follow it up immediately with a capture. And see, now that the queen is defending the knight, I can't take here because after rook a8, yes, I could go queen b6, but they would win my knight. So I think in this instance, I was thinking about queen b3, hitting this twice. I guess the engine doesn't care for that. Engine thinks I've got a better move here. Well, the only other alternative would be to play queen c2, I think. And I didn't like that because the rook is lined up. So is the engine telling me, oh, maybe now I take on c5. Aha, no. Well, the only other idea would be to sacrifice the knight. And the engine goes down again, so what is the engine's recommendation? It wants to take on a6. Wow. How do you get away with that? Oh, because you throw this one in first. Yes, with the queen on d6, of course. Ah, I didn't consider that. Okay. All right, we got rook endgame. And black wins it on time. GM Corrales. Okay, this should be a draw with best play. Probably going to play this one out until the 50 move rule. Yep, that's exactly what happened. And is that it? Or we've got one more? And we're going to get another draw. Well, I think it's silly for white to try to play for a win here. You're up against a grandmaster. Pretty sure the grandmaster knows how to draw that endgame. Okay, round number 10 coming up. I remember playing this person, Schwindle. And they beat me last time, I believe. So let's try Sicilian. See if we can get our Hungarian dragon. Yes, we can. I like this line. It's fun. It's different. And I don't find that you can be lost in two moves like you are in the normal dragon. It's not as sharp of a position. And now that my opponent has castled kingside, I was considering castling myself, but it might make sense to leave that guy on there. So I'm wondering if there might be some merit here. Try to open things up. Yeah, it's a pretty simple plan, and then queen h5. I think f4 stops all that nonsense, though. f4, knight there, king g1, queen h5, queen takes g3. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, so maybe knight h5 was a little too optimistic. Okay, now I could consider g5 with the idea of sneaking the knight in there. It's not such a bad idea. Or I could trade queens. Let's trade queens. Black normally doesn't mind the exchange of queens. Yeah, I feel like I screwed up my advantage here. Maybe I didn't have an advantage. Okay, let's get out of the line of the rook. Okay. We shall repeat. there's the typical rook takes c3 sack, but I don't know if that's sound here. Let's just bring our other rook to the c file. How do I play bishop g4? Yeah, I probably have to go for this if I want to generate some winning chances. I get one pawn. Am I going to get two pawns? Let's take this. And we could play, let's try this. I was wondering about this idea. Okay, let's bring the king out. And now, what happens if I go knight e3 there? Okay, maybe just take to simplify. My knight is out of play, isn't it? I ran out of time. Ah, pity. Yeah, I wasn't sure how to proceed there. Spent too much time. Yeah, this knight g2 stuff really didn't do much, did it? So let's see. I mean, that looks so correct. Yeah, black is -2 here, so another game where I had the edge. Yeah, I should have just left the knight on g4. It's actually doing much better work. It's keeping the king out of f2, and it's also keeping an eye on e5. So why didn't I just throw my pawns up? Get the pawns rolling. Or even like king up, maybe? Or, yeah, king up makes a lot of sense. Get these guys rolling. I don't know why. All right. Well, that's the second time that I've lost against this person, and I think both times I had the advantage. So That's why I'm still at the 2200 level. I give away too many advantageous positions. What can I say? I'm a nice guy. Okay, that one ends in a draw. And we've got one last one. Okay, last round coming up. We've got 3 points. Let's see if we can finish with a 4. Playing a candidate master from Serbia. Or at least that's what their flag says. Well, let's take the space. I don't know if we're going to be able to get c5 in or not. So our opponent's plan is pretty quick here. Okay. Well, it gives me the option to take on g6 if they do that. Okay, let's go queen here. So they just want to go into an endgame. Okay, well, I'm not afraid of an endgame in this position. All right. Yeah, we're going to have to solidify the d pawn. Consequence of that is that we give up the e4 square for the knights. Okay, let's take away these 2 squares from their knights. All right, let's play the bishop here. I believe we're going to win a pawn here, unless I miscalculated, but we're attacking a7 and d6. Hmm. Okay, I think I can take that. Because on knight takes d5, I was thinking either knight b7 or knight takes f7. Well, don't have a concrete win, but oh, why did I do that? I should have pushed. All right, well, let's get the king involved. Oh, I ran short of time. Yeah, too indecisive tonight. Too contemplative. Yeah, here white is just for best better. But I had a 2+2. And the other way to do it was here. Then I saw rook a here. Well, I suppose I could bring my knight back because it defends the bishop. But did I have a better resource here? Well, maybe just bringing the other knight in. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't even consider that. Because that way when you take, I've got a defender. Yeah, that's a pity. All right, well, we missed the first round, so we actually finished 3 out of 10. Beat the lower rated opponents, and we just lost one to a lower rated opponent, unfortunately. Same old story. I threw away some promising positions, but we'll try again next week. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Next stream is scheduled for Saturday. I'm going to be playing 2 slow games against a former Maritimer. So hopefully you can tune into that. I believe it's 10 a.m. Eastern is when we're planning. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord or our Twitter page and on social media. I usually will broadcast when I'm going to go online a few minutes before. So, all right, everybody. Hope you have a good rest of your evening.